And now please welcome Richard Jeni.
I'm really sorry. I think we're going to have to do this again. I don't know if you noticed I was eating and I got a little stain here.
Hello, Richard!
Oh my gosh! This is Ian, the guy from the Amazing Discoveries Channel. What a lucky break!
Richard, I have the most remarkable product here that will take that stain out lickety-split. It is so amazing you won't believe it. Watch how quickly the new Amazing Rub Out 2000 goes to work on this spot.
Hey, I don't think you're going to get that out. That's a... Oh my gosh! The whole thing. Audience, I'm impressed. Are you impressed? I'm impressed. That's amazing.
And you know what, Richard? You're not going to believe the price. This giant tube, a full month's supply, is only $49.95.
I don't know. Do you think that's a good price, audience? Looks like you're going to have to do better than that.
Okay. 2 tubes, a full 2-month supply for only $39.95.
That's a little better, but do you guys?
Okay. I tell you what. My final offer: 3 tubes, a full 3-month supply for only $29.95.
Drop dead, stain boy!
Doesn't look like they're biting there, Ian.
I don't get it. They always buy it at $29.95.
Well, usually they're a paid infomercial audience. These are regular New York people. You know what I mean? They just as soon kill you as buy your product.
Wait. What should I do?
Gee, I don't know. I think $20 would probably do it.
Huh. You think I should offer it for $20, eh?
No. I think you should give me $20 and I'll make sure you get to your car okay, guys. $20 to spare?
What?
I think they want a little more than $20.
How about $50? Will that do?
50 is 50 enough?
$50? Yeah. 20, 30, yeah. What? Take it all. Take everything.
Get him!
$9.95?
Should have seen what they did to the Juice Man. Ladies and gentlemen, our first comic has... Good evening. Okay, welcome to the show. Great crowd. Harvey, what do you say we get the lights up here and take some questions from the crowd? Let's do a little question and answer here. Get the lights up and see anybody in the audience has a question. Yes, sir, right there. You have a question? Yes.
Are you married?
Married? No, I've never even been drunk enough to get a tattoo. Anybody else? Any other questions? Yes, sir. Right up front. Yes.
Rich, did you ever do a joke that bombed?
No, never. Anybody else?
Well, if you did do a joke that bombed, would you take any action against the writer that wrote that joke?
Well, you know, my first responsibility is to the audience, so if somebody writes a joke...
Mr. Jeni, isn't it true that on September 6th of this year, you told a joke on this show that bombed horribly, and as a result, you ordered that a code red should be performed on senior staff writer Bill Keller, the man that wrote that joke.
Listen, son, what do you want?
I want answers.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
to the case of these. On September 6th, Ryder Keller was asleep in the writer's room at 2200 hours. Writers Dawson and Downey entered the room, bound his hands and feet with tape, and stuffed a Boston cream pie in his face. The custard entered his lungs, and he died shortly thereafter.
Son, you ever serve in a forward area?
Did you order the code red?
I did what I thought was necessary.
Did you order the code red?
Son, I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. That Bill Keller's death, while tragic,
Excuse me.
was...
Excuse me.
What?
This is a parody of the movie A Few Good Men, isn't it?
Obviously, yeah.
Are you going to do the final scene?
This is the final scene. Why?
Could you not do it?
Why?
Well, my wife and I just rented it a couple days ago. We haven't had a chance to see it. So if you do the ending, you'd ruin it for us. So maybe you just end this whole thing some other way. We'd appreciate it.
Sure. How would your wife and I like us to end it?
Oh, well, maybe you could do a scene from a movie that we've already saw.
Like what?
That Jurassic Park was good.
It's a dinosaur movie. I don't think it's going to work.
Oh, that's right. How about An Officer and a Gentleman?
Yeah, I suppose that would probably be a good ending. Still don't allow actors in the military. All right, let's bring out our first comic of the night. He's from Boston.
And now, your host, Richard Jeni.
Hey, okay, I know you're all excited about it now, but let's be honest, this is just a one-night stand. Let's not delude ourselves. Hey, I'm Richard Jeni. This is my jacket, and you know what that means. I'm Barney the Dinosaur's accountant, ladies and gentlemen. That's our musical director, Scott May. Give him a big hand, folks. Scott May. Thanks, Scott. Thanks. All right, good-looking crowd tonight here. We've got a lot of, thanks for dressing up for the show.
Hey, no problem.
How you doing? What's your name?
My name's Tony.
Tony, what a shock. How are you? What do you do, Tony?
Demolition.
Demolition. You basically break stuff up and get money. You're like Gallagher with pecs. That's like your job. Okay. Cool. Nice to meet you, Tony. Hey, just in case you think this is just a schlubby little cable show, folks, I want to show you a little something. You know who's in the audience tonight? Right here, super duper supermodel Carol Alt is in the audience. Right there. Carol Alt, folks. Hi, Carol. See? If you're watching at home and people always say, you know, the models don't look as good in real life as they do on TV, wrong. I know you're doing a movie or something. When you're in New York working, do you ever get a chance to go around and do any recreation?
Well, sometimes I do. I went to the Museum of Natural History today, and yesterday I spent several hours at the planetarium observing the Delphinius constellation.
See, now that's interesting. Most people think models are, no offense, you know, dumb, but let's be honest. I'm sorry, but it's true. But you obviously have a lot of education and a lot of intellectual curiosity.
Yeah, well, I don't like
Well,
to...
don't be modest. I mean, I bet if we gave you a pop quiz right now, you could probably answer every question, couldn't you?
Well, I know, maybe.
I think you could. Folks, don't you think she can take a quiz right now? Come on, don't be shy. Come on up. I think this is going to be great for you, Carol. Don't worry. Don't worry, this is going to be this is not a problem. You know how to do this. Let's just take a look at your categories and see what they are. Categories are makeup, 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 and cosmetics. All set? Okay, now he is an opponent. How about Tony the Demolition Guy? What do you say? Come on up here, Tony. Tony the Demolition Guy. All right. Okay. Tony, just go over there and stand by Carol. Thank you. Great. Okay, everybody knows how we do this. Here are your buzzers. Let's not waste any time. We're all set. Okay, and Tony, you pick a category first.
Makeup.
Good choice. Okay, makeup. Something you put on your face to look prettier. Carol.
Makeup.
I'm sorry, you have to phrase it in the form of a question.
Makeup?
Close enough. Good enough. Good one, Carol. All right. Okay, Carol, you get to pick now.
Makeup.
Okay. This topical cream can be applied to the skin to hide imperfections and blemishes. Carol.
What is makeup?
More specific.
What is liquid makeup?
Whoa, are you hot tonight? Yes! Whoa, okay. Okay. Carol, you still pick.
Cosmetics.
Hey, getting dangerous. This brownish red powder is brushed on the cheeks for a healthy appearance. Tony.
What is cinnamon?
No, I'm sorry. Carol?
What is makeup?
Bang! Like a rocket in there. Okay. All right, whoa, there's a bell, and you know what that means. Time for Final Jeopardy. Okay, let's see what the category is. The category is demolition. Tony, you're back in it here. Still in the game. Okay, here we go for all the marbles. This highly explosive, complex compound is placed in the support beams of buildings to make them implode. Tony!
What is makeup?
Shield. Carol, you can steal highly explosive compound.
What is sulfurized potassium nitrate, wood pulp, and blasting caps in a base of trinitrotoluene?
Absolutely right! Unbelievable! Oh! Carol Alt, you're our winner! Nice going. Tony, thanks very much for playing, Tony. Hey, wait. We never let you leave alone. What do we have for him, Bob?
Tony, you've won a year's supply of Saucy Gal makeup. For luscious lips and longer, thicker, saucier lashes, use Saucy Gal makeup and be a saucy gal.
Attaboy. Doing that. Carol, you're our big winner. Come on over. Carol's our big winner. Bill, tell us what Carol's won.
Carol, you've won a trip for one to the Bahamas. You'll be staying at the luxurious Parker International Hotel on a secluded romantic island, the perfect spot for a midnight encounter.
Tell her what else, Bill.
The presidential suite has a king-size bed, fully stocked bar, and heart-shaped jacuzzi for two.
Hey, and what about that room, Bill?
It's Richard Jeni's room.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carol Alt. Supermodel and brainy beauty. All right, are you ready to get our show started and bring out our first comic of the night?
Now your host, Richard Jeni.
All right. Okay. Hey. Okay. What a crowd. Good evening and welcome to Caroline's Comedy Hour. I'd like to start off tonight's show by saying something you hardly ever hear in New York, which is basically, hey, you going downtown, sir? Well, before I turn on the meter, why don't I check this map to find the most efficient route? You know, I thought we'd try something a little different tonight, get to know the audience a little bit. Why don't let's get the house lights up, Harv, and take some questions and answers here. Let's do some question and answer with the crowd. Anybody in the audience have a question about anything at all they want to ask? Yes, sir, over there.
Yeah, Rich, how long have you been a comic?
10 years professionally, but my mom tells me I've been obnoxious my whole life. Anybody else have, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How did you get to be host of the show?
Well, actually, that's kind of a long, boring story, which I probably shouldn't stand up here and bore everybody with, and that's why I've prepared this little presentation. I was born into a typical Italian immigrant family. A happy, healthy, 6-pound baby girl. Tragedy struck early in my life when my father, a decent and honest Italian businessman, was suddenly taken from us in a freak barbershop accident. To overcome my grief, I focused all my energy on athletics and eventually became a champion high school gymnast. Despite my achievements, I still felt a nagging confusion about my identity, so I went to Sweden and met the surgeon who helped me make the decision that changed my life. The operation was a huge success, and from that moment on, my life would never be the same. Suddenly, I was a celebrity. Bitten by the showbiz bug, I began performing in front of people every chance I got. Soon I was headlining. Soon I was headlining at a top West Village club, the Nervous Rodent Bar and Grill. It was at the Nervous Rodent that I began to develop my stand-up comedy act, which led, inevitably, to my election as Prime Minister of Canada. When rumors of my past began to surface in the newspapers, the Canadians were initially amused, but once the real dirt came out, the Canucks were morally outraged and screamed for my resignation. Back in the United States, more trouble was waiting. It seemed that the Tattaglia family wanted us to join them in their drug business. Mo Green wouldn't sell us his interests in Vegas, so I had no choice but to kill my older brother, Fredo. At the funeral, I met Caroline. You know, I guess a funeral was no place to pick up girls, but she looked damn good in black. After a romantic storybook courtship, we were married. And we wasted no time starting our own show business family. Last year, while I was broken out of work, I casually mentioned to a friend of mine that I thought I would make a good host of Caroline's Comedy Hour. Well, as luck would have it, the very next day, the current host quit. Which brings me back to tonight. No, wait a minute, that was last night. Which brings me to tonight, when a gentleman stepped out of the audience and asked me a question about my past. But as colorful as the past has been, I look forward with anticipation to whatever the future may bring. But you know me, I hate to go on and on about myself. Time to bring out our first comic of the night. You ready? Hey. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, good crowd. We're going to get going in just a minute. I just got handed a note outside. During the break, we were told a car is blocking the fire lane. Will the owners of the red, yellow, and green polka dot car, about this tall, please move your car if you're anywhere in the room? Anybody? $2,000. Don't you love following a screaming clown bit? This is perfect for you. Our next guest. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back, folks. You know, being on the Arts and Entertainment Network, we here at Caroline's feel a responsibility to inform as well as entertain.
What are you trying to say, Rich?
I'm trying to say it's time for another episode of Caroline's Comedy Hour, Football Facts. Here's our first fact on a football. Close to half of all high school students say they've been to a party where somebody said, Michael Bolton sucks. During the average work week, 71% of all car salesmen and 84% of all hookers use the phrase, leather is extra. 1 in 4 Americans believe they have an innate ability to play the spoons. Experts warn against giving money to any charity that claims it will help sick kids or something like that. 4 out of 5 dentists feel that they represent 80% of all dentists surveyed. 18% of Americans say they have had a conversation with God and were surprised to find out that he had a hair lip. Officials warn people to steer clear of any miracle cures that they learn about at a hootenanny. Research has shown that though dogs can hear frequencies that humans cannot, dogs are still the ones getting hit with rolled up newspapers. Federal prisons report that the most popular nude pinups are Elle McPherson, Cindy Crawford, and Wilford Brimley. And our last fact, in the 21st century, without knowing why, people will still laugh whenever they hear the name Buttafuoco.
In your face!
Educational television at its finest, ladies and gentlemen.
And now your host, Mr. Richard Jeni.
Yeah, you love me now, but you won't call. Welcome to Caroline's Comedy Hour in New York City, where a warm smile and a kind word means you read the map wrong and you're in Baltimore. How many people in the audience tonight are married? Applaud if you're married. Let's hear you. Married folks. Yeah, okay, good. Good for you. You should be happy, you know? I mean, no, it is true that 50% of all marriages end in divorce, but hey, the other half end in death, huh? You could be one of the lucky ones. Still not married myself. I kind of go back and forth on it, so I don't know. You know, like, sometimes you turn on your TV and it looks like a great idea to be married. You know, there's Willard Scott going, these people have been in love for 100 years, and you're like, oh, that's so sweet. And you turn the channel and there's a news report. A Milwaukee woman has crazy glued her husband's butt cheeks together while he was sleeping. A true story. Anybody remember that story? I always wonder if they stayed together. The couple, I mean. Because to me, this is a real test of a marriage, you know? That's a rough morning for the husband when he wakes up. Goes to the bathroom and realizes something is amiss. When the pressure busts a couple of veins in his forehead, you know. He heads down to the kitchen to confront the missus with his forehead bleeding. He's like, honey, I know you were upset when we went to bed, but you didn't glue my butt cheeks together, did you? She's stirring the oatmeal. Since when do you notice anything I do around the house? All of a sudden, you're Mr. Observant now that your butt's glued shut. You didn't notice the curtains. I know it sounds funny, but apparently this is a trend that's accelerating. I don't know if you heard this, but how many people heard about this woman in Virginia that cut off her husband's penis? Have you heard? How happy these women are about this. I don't see what the big deal is. It was just brain surgery. Hey, look, listen. I'm not judging the woman, you know, or anybody. I mean, you know, you're in a marriage, there is a certain amount of give and take. But the thing is, this is the part of the story I don't get. If you know the story, she cut off the guy's thing when he was sleeping. Now, I'm kind of a sound sleeper. I mean, how do you not wake up? You know what I mean? I mean, I've been kind of out of it, but, you know, if my wife is underneath the comforter with a miner's helmet and a ginsu, you know, hacking away at the love gherkin, I'm going to at least stir, huh, honey? What do you... I mean, it makes you wonder, like, when did the guy wake up? If that didn't wake him up, when? You know, she's walking out with the thing in the purse, she shuts off the TV, he jumps up, hey, I was watching that. I mean, when do you wake up? Anyway, I don't know if you know this, the police caught her and they charged her with, do you know what the charge, it's called aggravated wounding, which, is that a strong enough word, aggravated there? Because, I mean, to me, I'm in the 10-item lane, you know, a guy busts in with 12 items, I'm aggravated. I'm chopping off somebody's willy. I'm at the minimum irked, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, a wife, now, this is the rest of this is how she got rid of it. She drives around town with it, and apparently she just winged it out of the car someplace. And so, now you know they had to call the cops. And they're apparently, you know, and explain the whole, there's apparently a guy there with a trench coat going, now do you remember when you saw it last, sir? You know, can you describe it? Approximately how, you know, so anyway, so they go out and look for it, and apparently this thing is found by 2 state troopers, which must have been a really... You know, I don't want to pick it up, Bob. Do you want to pick it up? You better call for backup. Yeah, we found it. Can you send us a dustpan or something? And nobody here wants to touch it, Dave. Anyway, I think the moral of the story is the world is getting more and more dangerous. And do as police departments across the country recommend. Protect your penis with the club. Ready to get our show started, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing that is so rare in stand-up comedy today is good political humor. The type of comedian who can make you laugh and make you think with truly insightful and biting topical material. Our next guest is such a performer. So let's have a hand for Flippy, the political satirist.
Hello, Rich! Hello, Rich!
How you doing?
I'm doing fabulous!
What do you hear from Washington, Flippy?
Look at this, Rich! Look at this, Rich! Hey, look it! It's Ted Kennedy's driving goggles! Hello!
Flippy, you've been writing new material.
I sure, look at this, Rich! Rich, check this out! Tip O'Neill! Tip O'Neill! Oh,
So-
knock it up! Hey, look at this! Is J. Edgar Hoover in town? Hello!
We hesitate to use the word genius.
Hey, look at
This man...
Look at this, Rich. You know, the president gave me this to me.
Really? What is that?
It's a broken promise. A broken promise. Here's a smaller one.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, look at this. Look at this. I'm the president, and I didn't inhale. I didn't inhale. Hey, Rich, I gotta go. Hillary's calling.
Flippy, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, it just gives you the chills, doesn't he? Makes you laugh and makes you learn. If you want to see more of Flippy, he'll be next week on the McLaughlin Group. It's enough. It's over.